Last night, at 11 p.m. here in the UK, Rolex unveiled their 2025 novelties. This is a really big year for Rolex, and, spoiler alert, I am pretty excited for almost everything they unveiled. Here's what's new, what's been discontinued, and some of my thoughts. There's only one place we can start. We need to talk about the Land-Dweller. This was the real big thing people were excited for, and it is real. This seems to be the major launch, the flagship launch, with it being the first thing you see when you go onto the Rolex website. Available in two sizes, 36mm and 40mm, and both sizes are available in white Rolex or stainless steel with a white gold fluted bezel, ever rose gold, and platinum. There aren't any other dial configurations, it is just whatever dial comes with your material choice. So a white dial on the stainless steel in Ever Rose, and the ice blue, the Rolex Platinum Ice Blue, available of course on the Platinum. Design-wise, this is like the Explorer had a baby with the Datejust, and the Oyster Quartz was there too. It feels very Rolex. It feels like it has already been in the catalog for years because it is so in line with their DNA. Design distinctives include the honeycomb dial, date at 3 o'clock, followed by the numbers 6 and 9. I'll let you guys write the jokes with that information, and it has an integrated bracelet. Another big distinctive and update in Rolex land is this having a display case back regardless of material. So even if you get the stainless steel, you're still getting a view of the movement through the sapphire. I think it is pretty easy to think of the Oyster Quartz when looking at this, but to be clear, this is completely new. This is not quartz. This has a new movement, new case, new dial. Let's talk about the movement now. This is pretty exciting. Powering the Land-Dweller is the brand new self-winding caliber 7135. Rolex has filed a total of 16 patent applications for this movement alone, and it features some big innovations. The most notable updates were made to the escapement, that they are calling Dynapulse, the oscillator with a balance staff made of a new high-technology ceramic exclusive to Rolex, and, as a lot of us saw in the teaser video, the silicone Siloxy hairspring. The most exciting thing, in my humble opinion, is the Dynapulse. So this is a 5 Hz movement, a high beat movement rather than the usual 4 Hz. But high beat movements come with some trade-offs. For one, a quicker use of the power reserve, and increased wear and tear with the additional friction that comes with the extra beats per second. Which is why they have introduced what they are calling the Dynapulse escapement. Now, I won't pretend that I have a very deep, robust understanding of all this, because I don't. If you want to get into the deep weeds of this new escapement system, I highly recommend checking out Teddy's video. Teddy Baldessar made an entirely dedicated video to the Land-Dweller. For our purposes and keeping it brief, they have redesigned the escapement to be more efficient, using lightweight silicone components and using a rolling motion rather than a slide motion. A bit of my opinion here. I need to throw my hands up on this one and say I was wrong. When the leaks were first coming out, and even when it was kind of confirmed, before it was confirmed by Rolex, I thought this was all a bit meh. It seemed like a weird higgly-piggly design that was just clammed together. I don't know, it wasn't doing it for me. But the more I'm learning, the more excited I am about this, the more I see it, the more I like it. In fact, I would now say I really like this. I think this marks a new chapter in the story of Rolex, and for anyone who points at them and says, see, look, they never innovate, they never do anything different. I mean, here you go. So when the Rolex models were first unveiled, quite a bit earlier than expected, might I add, the very first place I went to on the Rolex website was the Oyster Perpetuals. For one, I've been shamelessly after a particular dial, which we will return to in the discontinued portion of this video. But we have some huge shifts and additions in the OP catalog. We have new color variations that have been added with lavender, a new flat blue, pistachio, and a flat beige. It's very pastel and soft, and I think a great addition to the existing lineup. Not every color is available with every size. For example, with the 41mm, you can only get blue, pistachio, and beige of the new colors, not lavender. For 36mm and below, you can get all the same colors plus lavender. Honestly, I think I'm going to get some conflicting thoughts in the comments, but I think it is such a shame that the lavender purple isn't available for the 41mm. I think there's a lot of men who would love this. My husband, for example, would rock this, but Rolex hires far smarter people than myself, so it must not be something that would be desirable enough. One fun little addition, I'm not sure everyone will notice, but you can get these flat colorful dials with the 34 millimeters as well now. So I have a 34 millimeter Oyster Perpetual. I love it, but one of my biggest disappointments with the colorful dials was they were not available for the 34 millimeter variation. Rolex has also added the pink dial as well with the 34 mil. And lastly, the green, the darker green, has not been discontinued. There was a little bit of speculation that the green might be discontinued, but I've seen it on the website for the 41 millimeter and the 36. Speaking of green dials, we need to talk about the GMT Master II. This really hasn't gone the way that I thought it would. I really thought the biggest releases of this year were going to be celebration models of the GMT Master II, but this is such a friendly reminder that no one can predict what Rolex is going to do, least of all YouTubers and internet people. So this is Rolex's first ceramic dial, creating a lacquer green effect. This is only available on the left-hand drive GMT in the new white gold material. It kind of reminds me of when Rolex released the stainless steel BLRO again in 2018, and then changed the white gold BLRO dial to the blue to differentiate. It's a small, if you know kind of thing. Overall, I like this. I won't be putting my name down for one, but I like it, and I see why others would too. Okay, there is some big news with the 1908, available in a completely new bracelet, which Rolex is calling the Setimo. So this is a 7-link bracelet composed of very small links and 18-karat yellow gold. My initial thoughts? I really like this. I think this looks so elegant. My only concern is that there's a kind of weird gap between the lugs and case. This is clearly a design choice they made, and I think I'm going to have to see it in the metal before I make my mind up about it. Now, looking at the Daytona, there have been some really big changes if you're a Daytona person. So first, we have the turquoise dial with black subdials. This is only available on the yellow gold Oyster Flex. Keeping on yellow gold, we have the return of the John Mayer, but not really. So yellow gold, green dial, but champagne or gold subdials. And once again, this is only available in yellow gold, but on the bracelet. The white gold blue dial is back, one of my all-time favorite combinations. This looks so good. There is a new Ever rose gold with a brown dial. Now, I feel like I was on board with everything until this one. It's a very unpleasant brown. I really don't like this. And the last bit of big fat juicy news for the Rolex Daytona is the return of the meteorite dial. I think a lot of rich people are going to be very excited about that. Just some of my thoughts really quickly here. Every time I think I'm done with Rolex, they pull me back in. Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. I was getting to a place with Rolex where there wasn't very many things that I wanted anymore. There wasn't many things I was lusting after and putting my name down for anymore. But this Watches and Wonders has gotten me excited about them again. I really, really want to see the Land-Dweller in the metal, try it on. I think it looks so thin and elegant. I want to see how the bracelet feels. I could see myself putting my name down for that. Not that I would get the allocation anytime soon. I freaking love the new Oyster Perpetuals, so on board. For me, my favorite is actually the purple. I thought it would be the green. That would usually be more in line with my tastes, but the purple is doing it for me. Overall, a really strong year for novelties. But now let's look at what's left to fold. So today has been a very hard day for me. I've had to accept a lot of things about myself. I've had to come to grips with a lot of things about myself. Most notably that I'll never own a celebration dial Oyster Perpetual. I know, could everyone play the tiniest violin in the world? You guys know I really liked these. I really wanted one, but they're no longer on the website. I say it all the time, and it's true. If one of your biggest problems in this world is that you couldn't receive a Rolex allocation, I mean, you're doing okay. These aren't real problems. Sad to see it go. Would have loved one, but I love the new things they've added in as well, and I think it's a badass move to make the celebration a very short, limited run, true collector's piece. But anyways, guys, that's the big Rolex news you need to know. Did I miss anything huge? I don't know. Let me know in those comments down below. Pop it down below. I'll see you guys down there. And I'd love to know what you think of the new Land-Dweller.